up, Drama Alert Nation? I'm your host, KillerMemeStar. Let's get right into the news. So for our first story, which is coming straight out of Sudbury, Ontario, where a dead body was found in an abandoned mining shaft, deep in the heart of the forest, far from civilization. According to police reports, after a quarrel with the victim's spouse, he left the Surgeon Motel in Parry Sound. Mr. Coates was later found, robbed and shot in an abandoned mining shaft, most likely by a local thug. The police have exempt the spouse from the possible list of suspects since she was at the motel they were staying at when he was thought to have been killed.
A chilling discovery near Prairie Sound local campsite, a popular hangout for teenagers.
The teens had noticed a body down in the mine and decided to contact the authorities.
Investigators believe the man was shot and robbed outside the campgrounds. The muggers had tossed the body into an old coal mine nearby where teens had found it Sunday evening.
There were gunshot wounds to the upper chest and torso. The body has since been sent to the Sudbury Crime Lab.
Investigators say a key piece of evidence in the case, an empty Glock 44, found feet away from the corpse, likely used by the muggers. Teen Neg Haggard, the person responsible for the discovery, says, "I was wandering outside of the campgrounds when I noticed the gate to the old mine was left open. Walking up there, I noticed the outline of a body inside the mine and decided to call the cops." The corpse, now identified as Harry Coates, was last seen leaving the Sound Prairie Motel. Hotel night worker Tom Ranger says,
There were many noise complaints coming from the neighboring units. I had to call them multiple times to tell them to quiet down. The early next morning, Mr. Coates left and Mrs. Coates stayed in the motel room. It's hard to say when the body was dumped into the mine shaft, but forensics experts believe that the man was killed on Friday morning. The thugs are still at large since the police have failed to identify them, so be careful if you need a ride and are thinking of hitchhiking. Mrs. Coates has also been acquitted of all suspicion and the police are still investigating as we speak.